Yeah, not too happy with this situation right now. So everybody watching this probably has heard of Bendgate, where spines of books have been bent because the inner well is too small for the case. Pretty sure that's the reason. It doesn't fit in there. Well, this is the most extreme example that I've seen. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but look at that book. This is from the bottom. Normally it's not like that on the bottom, even when it is bent. But yeah, bent on the side. Bent everywhere. And I can't even give you the full effect on camera, but maybe if I can get the light just right. Can you see the bottom of that book? How it's just forced in there? This inner well is like a full 1/4 inch or something too big for this case. It just doesn't fit. It looks like somebody crammed it in there. And if you look at the photos, find this book on the CGC certification or whatever website, and you can actually see evidence, if you look here and here, of this book was bent when the photos were taken. Everything was like it is right now. So how does that get past quality control? It is clear that this book is way up against the top of the inside of the case and the bottom as well, and the sides this time. Why? It's like they used a magazine inner well for a regular comic. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with this thing. I could resubmit it, or I could send it back as a mechanical error, but it's got 9.2 on it. This is not a 9.2. I mean, look at this book. Tell me if you can see a tick on the spine. The notes on this book, greater notes, say spine stress lines. Well, yeah. There are some now right there because this book is crammed in there, but they weren't there when I submitted the book. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it on this staple right here. Yeah, the lighting is probably not going to be adequate. There. I think you can see it right there. And even down here on the bottom, there's several little creases because the book's shoved up in there. And the bottom, of course, is wrecked. I'm almost wondering if this bottom edge is just permanently damaged. I really wouldn't know unless I took it out. So I can't really submit it for a mechanical error, except they're going to probably reimburse me for the value of a 9.2. But it is not a 9.2 book. It's a 9.6 or 8. I mean, corners. That's the problem with this. If it was a 9.8 already or 9.6, I just, mechanical error. They probably offer to press it with CCS and send it back as whatever grade it was. Now, I don't necessarily want them touching my book. So really my only option here is to crack this, try and fix all the errors and resubmit it, and just, maybe they see this video and reimburse me. I don't know. They come up with a million excuses to not reimburse you. I've dealt with this with them. Yeah, I'm at a loss here. You guys that have been following my channel have seen, and I haven't even resubmit. I don't even resubmit half of the issues I have with CGC. If I had resubmitted everything, I mean, we're talking a couple dozen books. I've probably actually only sent back books and asked for a credit or something 3 times. Probably I could have 25 times. And yeah, so, I mean, this is one of the worst ones though. I mean, they dropped a whole batch of books one time. You guys maybe remember that. And damaged 7 or 8 of them. And, yeah. So I'm wondering, was this book graded? I don't understand how it could get a 9.2 is the main thing. It just boggles my mind. Because, yeah, it's a 9.2 now, but they don't grade it after it's been bent up in a holder, right? So that's confusing to me. It's like they bent it up, put it in here, and said, oh, well, that can't be a 9.8 anymore. let's just put a 9.2 label on it and send it to the guy. I mean, surely not, right? So I'm not trying to start some kind of big conspiracy argument, and I'm sure there'll be 15 comments like, yeah, see, I told you so. This is why I don't submit to CGC. But, you know, I want to say that 99 out of 100 times, they're fine. Even, you know, since Bendgate basically, hopefully, is over, but maybe this could be the start of it again. I've got another batch of books, a pre-screen down here that I'm about to do a separate video for, so I'm going to scrutinize that one. So you guys tell me in the comments, what should I do here? Okay. You know, I mean, it's obviously a negative situation, but how can we turn this into a positive? I feel like I'm flipping you off with this finger. I'm sorry about that. I'm about 3 weeks into this now. I'm supposed to get this off in 3 weeks, so sorry about that. Let me hold it with this hand. Maybe it shouldn't be you I'm flipping off, right? But yeah, anyway. So how can we turn this into a positive? Like, CGC, your wells don't fit. I mean, this has been over 14, 15 months that you've known about this issue. Early, was it 2023, I think, was when we kind of pinpointed when they first knew about this. And the wells are too big. They said their first argument, obviously their canned email is, it's within tolerable limits or whatever, to have a slight bend. Well, no. You can't have any kind of bend caused by you to our books. Okay, let's establish that first of all. Can't you trim the edges of these? Couldn't you take an inner well and like take scissors? I don't know. Couldn't you hire an $8 an hour person just to go through and trim these on a machine or something? There's got to be a solution. If you don't want to throw out probably, I don't know how many of these inner wells you have made or purchased at the same time. Could be 100,000, and that could be the issue. Maybe you spent 200 grand on these wells and you feel like you've got to run and use them all, or else you're just out of a lot of money. You know, it's kind of screwing us. If, you know, anyways, this is all just speculation on my part. I have no idea what the situation is there. I just can't figure out why, when they saw inner wells that don't fit, they wouldn't just throw out the inner wells, get a reimbursement from whatever company is making those, and get new ones in at the correct sizing. It's probably got something tied in with, you know, the holder gate or whatever, where somebody was switching out inner wells with labels, you know, and resubmitting as reholdering, scam, that type of thing. So it all kind of ties into the same time frame. So maybe it's got something to do with the process of closing these CGC slabs now. I just don't know. But anyways, regardless, this seems like it's something you would sit down and treat as like an emergency and solve immediately. You know, had several opportunities to do that, but apparently there's still issues. And I've actually seen a few anecdotal, you know, posts, places that some people are getting some Bendgate books right now. And like I said, I'm going to look at my submission down here, but so I'm just disenchanted again. But what are you going to do, man? I mean, I could go to CBCS, but I'm sure they have their own issues, and you're taking like a 10 or 15% hit on selling books, and I do this for money. So really the only option I see is just, you got to take the good with the bad, take the bad with the good, resubmit when you can, get reimbursements, just deal with that to get the full value for selling books, even though it sucks. Just absolutely sucks to have to do this. So let me know in the comments what you think. You know, when I'm on camera here, I can't ever think clearly about solutions and things like that. I'm just kind of, this is my knee jerk. I just noticed this. And even though this book was graded a while back, I kind of set it aside because I was mad that it got 9.2 and I was going to possibly crack it. I didn't take the time to look closely at this one. For some reason, I just missed it. How do I miss that? I'm an idiot. So, but now I see it. Now it's too late to send it back for a reholder anyway. So I don't know what to do besides just crack it, submit it, eat whatever I've spent toward it so far, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video when this thing comes back and we get another grade. I certainly can't sell it as a 9.2. It's a newsstand, man. I mean, a newsstand, potential 9.8, just mistreated. First gambit, well, second gambit, but that's another story. yeah, I don't know what else to say. So thanks for watching. Stay nerdy. I'll see you in the next one.